All right, Shalom. Before I start off this lesson, I want to start by giving all honor, all glory, and infinite praises to our power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone who taught us his truth and continue on teaching. And shalom to you, hopeful elect out there pushing and enduring in these last days. You Akim Aqua. This is Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And it is nearer than when we believed, because me and the op were talking about this. It's crazy how when we first came into this thing, we thought we only had a couple of months, a couple of weeks, a couple of that we thought it was going to be that year or that month, that Lord, we're just gonna turn everything up, that we're just gonna see everything come in, but now it's what? Now it's really here. Now what? The famine is actually here. Now you got World War III actually popping off. Things are actually, so like not just anything. The prophecies are actually here now. So you Akim that are coming into this thing. You gotta make sure you're gathering up as much as possible. Gather up as much info as possible. Gather up as much faith as possible and knowledge, because the scriptures talk about wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and not just any wisdom and knowledge. Because you can have the knowledge of being able to cleanse water, etc., whatever. Not if you don't have the knowledge of the scriptures and the faith of the scriptures, no matter what you do, you're gonna get caught out there regardless. So it's important you get the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the scriptures in order to go into the times you're coming into for a sound mind, because the scriptures are like it unto a comforter. This is what's gonna comfort us in the days to come. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Say you were bullshitting, man. Say you were in the world bullshitting, not taking this shit seriously. But the spirit's on you now, like you actually seeing these things pop off. Hey, therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Get right now, bro. Let me get this. Salaki. Ecclesiasticus 14:2. Blessed is he whose conscience has not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord. Because if you don't have that armor of light, which really is this truth, just likened unto this truth is likened to armor, full armor. And if you don't have it, what's gonna happen? These plagues are gonna pierce you, man. So start, get into this thing now. In all honesty and sincerity, and also know who and what doctrine you're coming into. 13, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness. Be focused. Keep that eye single. Understand what you're going. Understand the times you're coming into. Focus. Not in chambering and in wantonness, not in strife and in envy. Stop worrying about certain things. Stop envying brothers. Envying things brothers speak. Listen to the truth, bro, because we're here. It's in the spirit that the Icon's pushing it heavy. The elders, brothers in higher ranks that have been in this thing longer than us. Man, it's on down, man. We're seeing how close we are to the end of this, man. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. But before Yahweh Shai comes back, what are we really getting ready to come into? This is Jeremiah 30:7. At last, I'm going to start at 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man does travail with child. That wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. At last, for that day is so great. It's like that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that's coherent with, through much tribulation shall we inherit the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we're getting ready to come into some serious time where your faith is really going to get tested. Serious times to where the point is you're going to see if you've been bullshitting or being sincere in this truth. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Things are going to be all right crazy. So, no one's going to be serving E no more at that time. It's going to be a dog-eat world. What did they say? A dog-eat world or something to that effect. So, like, if I butcher that, but you know what I mean. It's going to be for that no time it is even, for the no time is like it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But this is, Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So we're now getting that full vision. We're now seeing, how E might come in with this MOTB. How E is actually going to come in and implement, his new order, For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak now speaking, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So when we start seeing these things, when we see it speaking and it's not lying, like now, and I've been going into that at camp, so like I've been going into that lately, like it's not anymore just a crazy or a conspiracy theorist on YouTube telling you these things are gonna happen, so-called. It's no more brothers in this truth telling you that this is gonna happen. Now it's your own kings and princes telling you this is gonna happen. Your own news media outlets telling you this is gonna happen. So what is that talking about? That at the end it shall speak, and we're at the end of each rulership. And not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because now what it's speaking now in our time period right now is speaking. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. It's gonna hit. Boom, boom. We ready? Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Talking about E. E's soul is not lifted upright in him. But the just shall live by his faith. The elect, they're going to be right in that time. And I'm going to close off with this. This is 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with the great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Talking about the nuclear missiles. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? How are you supposed to move now? Looking for and hasting. It's going to tell the word hasting. Speed quickly, coming to more hurriness rapidly. We get the gist, looking for and hasting into the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens shall be wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Looking for and hasting, we're hasting for these things to come. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, we looking for this. Be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. So I can coming into what we're seeing, coming into Jacob's trouble, which really is coming into what we're coming into is really coming into Yahweh Bashim Shah coming back. Because as soon as Jacob's trouble lasts forever long, it needs to last not so much after till the MOTB is implemented, them nukes are gonna hit. But what does it say? Be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. So you got to move a certain way now. You got to make sure you're moving a certain way. Make sure that, you don't get too caught up into this world. You got to make sure that, your eye is single. Keep that eye single. And that's what I really wanted to go into, now that, for newcomers, including us brothers, that are still babes in this thing, we gotta make sure we're diligent, that we do the most, gather up as much faith, gather up as much knowledge and information, And Lord willing, sticks with us, so we may be found spotless and blameless when that time comes. So we can be in Jacob's trouble with the comfort in mind. And how do we do that? We look at examples of the scriptures of old. We look at stories and how the Lord delivered his men. We look at precepts that the Lord laid out for us to know that, he's going to have us in the times we're getting ready to come into. And in order for those things to be granted unto us, we have to move a certain way. We got to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities, the best as we can. And we got to move according to the scriptures. We got to move according how, because, there's spiritual laws too. If the scriptures talk about being wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove, that is a spiritual law in itself, because you got to take all these things in consideration. The scriptures eat the roll. You got to eat the whole roll, so you be able to walk with how you got to walk with the spirit that Yahweh Bashim Shah laid out for us to walk in. But with that, I don't want to wrap this out. This lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Bashim Makakudash. Double honors to the apostles and others great millstone taught us this truth and continue on teaching. And shalom to the hopeful elect, pushing and enduring in these last days. You Akel my Agua. I don't want this was edifying. I don't want to write the Zasa like this was edifying. And with that, I want to close out. Shalom.